Until the lions have their own historians, the tales of hunting would always glorify the hunter. And you know I'll say that again. Folks, I said until the lions have their own historians, the tales of hunting would always glorify the hunter. Fellow citizens, hello and welcome to the most opinionated hour on radio and the nation's thought-provoking hour. I am Nana Ansakwa IV, President of the Little Republic of Akwemu Edumasa, and I call this show That's My Opinion. And as usual, every Monday we perform this beautiful ritual which is not to be missed. And I'm glad that you always join me Mondays at 7. And if you're not, you have to just add it to your program and join us every Monday at 7 to do this fine ritual. And this can only happen right here on Joy 99.7 FM. Our topic for today. You have to clean your ears. Clean your ears while I tell you the topic for today. Ansakwa for President. Yes, you heard me. Ansakwa for President. Fellow citizens, last Thursday, Multimedia and Imani held a presidential debate for independent candidates. Now, after watching, I thought to myself, what if I were to be standing on the podium? How would I convince people to try me, even though it's a tough call? The culture has always been to vote one of the two big parties. And as we all know, that's been the culture. Fellow citizens, as an independent candidate, I am reaching out to you to ask for too much. And I'm particularly reaching out to first-time voters, young business owners, sons and daughters in the tertiary institutions, and also the few discerning and undecided voters. I am not asking you to necessarily change your party. You are welcome to come as you are. I am Ansakwa, the change maker, and my motto is planting for the next generation. Planting for the next generation. To the youth, to you the youth, for Ghana to be like the countries that you dream of, we cannot continue like this. We must change. If you and I don't stop enjoying and start planting and investing for the future of this nation, if we don't break the cycle of living for now and enjoying ourselves, but rather for the next generation, so that they will also plant for the next, then our worst days are ahead of us. Fellow citizens, I am asking for your vote, but in all honesty, I won't be able to solve all our problems. I do not have a magic wand, but God help me, I will change our path in history and strengthen the foundations to build this nation upon. Now, to you, my shareholders, and I prefer that to rather see you as voters, I rather prefer you as shareholders. There has never been history without sacrifice. We must sow now to reap later. And whatever we sow, we shall surely reap. So I will not lie to you that it's going to be easy. We have cultivated some wrong habits in the past which will not be easy to change. You, the young ones, cannot continue to cheer on people who are mortgaging your future. And as a change maker, however tough it may be, I know we must change. We don't have any other option. I'm reaching out to you as shareholders of change, and not just as mere political party fanatics, but as shareholders of change. As your leader, I can't also promise you hands-down victory. This will be tough as well. But if you hear me out and come with me, you and I will change our fortunes, and history will always remember us. So you may think, why do you seek for our votes if we don't stand a chance of winning? It's a good thought. Please keep it, and I'll get back to it. And remember that you are shareholders of change. Fellow citizens, the very first policy as president will be to strengthen the National Population Council and link population to any and every developmental project. Slowing down population growth will be my number one agenda. Without this, fellow citizens, we will never be able to have an equitable social system, not even the basics. Currently, the only government social system that reaches everyone permitted to is either a polling station or a ballot paper. Not even potable water, not hospitals, not even schools, not even food. This is because apart from misappropriation of state funds, we are growing faster than we can provide these basics. The first policy will be done in conjunction with the NCCE, which will be very well resourced under my watch, to start a massive adult education campaign as to what the responsibility of a citizen is, what the responsibility of a parent is, and the importance of a family unit and child protection. I strongly believe nations are built and sustained this way. This will be linked to a much comprehensive Ghana card, which will start 2 weeks from birth. Before the first immunization, a citizen should be captured and locked into the system. Surely, if we can register 16 million voters in 6 weeks, we can definitely manage 900,000 in a whole year. That is approximately the new babies we bring on board. The second on my list is a discipline revolution. Enough of the education. It's time to crack the whip. We can't have laws existing in books while we blackmail authorities with votes to do whatever we want, or break laws in the name of poverty while we admire countries who abide by their laws. So I will work with whichever IGP I meet in power. The police council will have to select their own IGP with little or no presidential interference. The IGP's term will not necessarily run at the same time as the president, giving him full confidence to act. There are good people there, and given a chance, they will act. As part of the discipline revolution, as your president, I will sack from the top. So anyone heading any department or ministry, I know the culture of resigning is not quite with us yet, but I will introduce the culture of earning your keep. If you want to keep your job, you must earn it. The discipline revolution will be widespread. I strongly believe that if leadership leads by showing discipline, it won't be too much to ask of the citizenry. Community service and fines will replace many prison sentences. Where somebody steals a yam and goes for 5 years, this time there will be a lot more important community service for you to do. This city needs cleaning up, and there will be order. Fellow citizens, there will be order. Fellow citizens, I know I may not be promising the usual heaven and saying the vote-winning things, but I trust the discerning I am trying to reach are hearing me. Apart from roads, I am not going to build anything as your president. With Ghana at heart, this may sound disappointing, but my shareholders, Since the days of Kutu Achampo, there are thousands of taxpayers' money sunk into projects, thousands of projects left uncompleted, left because they were started by other governments. Also, maybe the deals were shady or the contracts were not quite clear. But the bottom line is that they are done with our money. And almost on all of these projects, we are paying back loans with interest without having any benefits. Operation Complete the Uncompleted will be launched. And as much as possible, we will manage with what we have now and finish the backlog before we tackle any major building projects. The experts will give us our timelines, and the next phase of Ghana will be to decongest the city by moving certain sensitive offers outside of Accra. Corruption. I know it's ringing in your mind and in your thoughts. I cannot stop it, but I can make it not worth your while to be corrupt. This fight will have to be severe for a while before we cultivate the honest culture for us to enjoy. It may mean that we struggle to get certain good people to work with, but I believe there are still a few good patriots who are willing to join the change movement. Folks, at your vetting for any high office, you shall declare your assets. Because under my tenure as president, lifestyle audit will be in full force and very strict. For example, an official who earns 7,000 Ghana cedis a month will have to explain how he or she is funding 2 children's education in a private school in London when the fees are more than your income or joint income. If you have taken your family of 5 outside of Ghana for a holiday twice in a year, but you earn 3,500 Ghana cedis a month, you certainly have some explanation to do. You have to explain how that is possible. Your wage must reflect in your lifestyle. A young man of 21 driving a nearly new Jeep or Range Rover certainly should be able to show the owner of the car or provide their income. Mystery shopping will be done across board to make sure we are all on our toes in our dealings. Together we shall plant for the next generation. There are many good and qualified people who may not want their assets to be known to the public, but that is the price we will have to pay to change our fortunes. Government and political spaces will only have room for legacy hunters and change makers. Fellow citizens, the size of the public sector worker is already stretched and bursting at the seams. I am not going to create thousands of jobs to add to our burden. However, what I shall do is that no one will finish senior high school without a skill. Soft or high skill, it will be mandatory. SHS will be preparation for the world of work and not just into the tertiary system. The Trade Ministry, Ghana Statistical Service, Labour Commission should update us yearly on the skills needed on the job market in the country and how many bodies needed in each sector, so that through policy guidance we can steer our youth towards opportunities that are available. For the thousands languishing in slums and selling on our roads, many will be mopped through a comprehensive cotton, textile and clothing industry. With a ban or heavy limitation on importation of second-hand clothing, this sector will be under pressure, which will generate the needed income to guarantee the dignity and decency of life which these young men deserve or are looking for. Fellow citizens, education, the formative years of education in Ghana will have to change. I will borrow the Japanese model, where from nursery to class 3, children will be taught honesty, learning to speak the truth, cleanliness, how to be upright, good character, empathy, care for humans, plants and animals, and love for nation. This will eventually produce leaders that we have been craving for all these years. Teachers in the primary and the junior secondary schools will be retrained. Every school will have a technical department attached to it to reduce the stigma. Nations are not built with grammar. Nations are built with skills. Fellow citizens, nations are not built with good grammar. They are built with good skills. My education policy will be biased towards the needed skills to develop the nation and the real opportunities that are out there. Ghana is blessed with laterite, which is needed as a sub-base for roads. Every district will be supplied with 2 heavy-duty tipper trucks, 2 graders, and 2 rollers. Each district will list in order of priority how they will start fixing their inner roads. The inner road projects will be directly under my watch. To the DCEs, engineers, and police commanders of various districts who will be in charge of the machines. If I am president, this will not be business as usual. In 4 years, all inner roads will largely be motorable with more than half surface sealed. This will mean that every household will pay 10 Ghana cedis a month. This will give us approximately 40 million Ghana cedis each month to pay for fuel, services, and construct drains. Inner roads will be on the agenda. And later on, to add more machines to speed up the work. This is my promise to you. This may not be a vote-winning policy, but this is a nation-building policy. Chiefs and families and individuals will no longer be able to sell tracts of lands to individuals or companies until it's been planned. Otherwise, you shall sell to the council. Individuals will go to the council to buy after it had been planned and demarcated. This will end the dangerous cycle of double sales and building and later coming round to plan and causing floods, which is a hindrance to progress. The economy will be based on common sense, prudence, and serious luxury cuts. Really hard cuts. It can never be that a country like Ghana will use more fleets of expensive vehicles paid for with tax money than the bigger economies of Europe. Government officials travel in more luxury and stay in much more expensive hotels than the officials from the countries who bail us out when we are in trouble. So before the technical people tell us about micro and macro, I will want to see common sense. And the tax element of goods provided to officials will no longer be free. So if you're an official and you want to choose a 400,000 Ghana cedi car, it's fine, but you will be billed a 100,000 Ghana cedi tax, which will be payable within 3 years or before your term in office. And so when you're choosing your cars and your houses, choose wisely, because no more will the taxpayer pay for your tax and your luxury car. I will revisit the constitutional reform again and strongly push that we apply even enhanced policies and laws in there. That laws that change nations, laws that enhance growth, limit powers of authority, laws that will make Ghana grow faster. I will not celebrate independence as if we are independent, but rather as if we want to be independent. On my first independence, which is the 6th of March, we shall thoroughly clean and tidy up, peel off all posters, pick up all plastics, which will be burned in 6 months, major desilting, and we shall honor ourselves with cleanliness. We shall teach our children that they must live in a clean and green society. And so instead of marching and collapsing in the sun, we would go out there to our beloved Ghana and clean it up and leave it clean. I will, as president, also make funds available for research and the production of a world-class film about Osagyefo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, for posterity to know that at one time there were people who stood up and fought for what they are enjoying today. TV content will be drastically overhauled and properly censored. Every church will have to be part of an existing Christian association or closed down. This is why I am asking you to vote for me as your president. If you vote in your numbers and we don't win, we will have enough votes to broker deals with whichever party who wants our vote. I will then be head of the change maker policy in the coalition government to make sure that our policies are implemented, that what we really want is the change and not just leading for leading's sake. And since you are my shareholders, I am in there in your interest to respect your vote, that if we don't win outright and we have to form a coalition, I am in there to make sure that the reasons for which we voted is not wasted. So help me God. Now let me see how many people will join the Change Makers Party. And question me on any policy that you think I brought across but was not clear. And until 8 o'clock, President Ansakwa. And it's 0302-216-541. Dial the President. Let me sneak in one policy before the calls come in. For the next 10 years, there will not be felling of lumber, and therefore lumber will be imported, and you will absolutely have zero cost when they arrive in Ghana. You just ship your lumber, get your truck, and cart it off. But for the next 10 years, we will not be allowed to chop any tree. We will have to grow our forest back and go to neighboring countries that can afford to sell lumber and buy lumber for our use. So 0302-216-541. I have a couple of votes on WhatsApp. Hello, who's my first caller?
Elvis, Nana.
Elvis, let me hear you.
You're my sure best candidate. Elvis, your boy.
Oh, good. So we have one voter there, that's Elvis. But then if you're not clear about something, hey, let's debate it out. Nana Kosi is on the line. Hello, Nana Kosi.
Good evening, Nana.
Good evening.
Please, can you repeat this very, very show next week so you don't come? Look, Nana, when I was a child, I knew Ghana was going to be better by the time I grew up. I'm grown and it's still the same. Honesty. I've never voted in my life before. This would have been the first time I'll actually waste my time to go and vote. Amnesty. It's called amnesty. You know, be real to people. Let us start from somewhere. It's not going to be easy, but through it, through the fire, through the hardship, we'll build a nation together. We live in a country with basic needs we don't even have. Yeah, you say we are developed. This would have been the first time I would. Please repeat this show next week. Thank you.
Thank you very much for listening. 0302-216-541. Quay is on the line. Hello, Quay.
Hello, Nana. Good evening.
Good evening, Quay.
And I'm very glad to be part of this conversation. Okay. And let me take this as an opportunity to extend my warm greetings to my people in Techuma listening to you right now. Oh. My mother and my brother.
what are their names?
My brother is Okokwe, and my mom is Patricia Abenowa.
Patricia Abenowa. Good evening.
Yeah. Okay. Nana, in fact, the way you presented your policies, in fact, God bless you. I think you understand the fact that Ghana, we are practicing multi-party system, yet it is only two political parties that are winning. Now, let us give the independent candidates this chance for them to go and express themselves. But there's a very big problem that, Nana, during the debate, I mean, Joy FM, you conducted a debate last week, or maybe I've forgotten. Nana, such an idea, I did not hear from any of these candidates. So, are you the one who is trying to give us these ideas, or day to day are having this kind of ideas? If then, we are just still waiting for you, Nana, to come before we will vote. Else, we are going to vote for the NDC and the MPP. Thank you very much.
Thank you to Your Excellency, Nana Ansakwa. What is your policy on rural development? Do you think we should relocate the capital to another region? Not necessarily relocate the capital to another region, but I think there are too many things on the capital. And this is from Odote. Sometimes I even say that even if you are tired and you want to be shot, you have to come to Teshin. Even if you want to be shot, you are fed up and you want to be shot, you have to come to Accra. You want to buy wood, cement, you have to come to Accra. Timber market is in Accra. So there are certain things that would have to leave Accra. Papa Ansan is on the line. Hello, Papa Ansan.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening.
How are you?
I'm very well.
Thank you. This evening, you really made my day. Because your policies are all on point. I wish the past, the current ministers and presidents are listening to your policy. They should come and even give you 50% of the money so that you give them this policy for them to use it. I think, you see, sometimes, I don't know, if you become a president and you get to the Flaster House, maybe your policies might change. Because as you are not, you not be voted into power, you have the right mind. But when you come to office, maybe it might change. But you've really done well. And if you become a president, I want to be the MC of LECMA.
Definitely. Nana, great manifesto. Please register. Join the 2020 election and build a country for the generations on board. Ekem from Kasua. Ekem. Francis is on the line. Hello, Francis.
Hello, Nana.
Hello.
Nana, how are you doing?
I'm very well, my brother.
It's been a while.
Yes.
With all these ideas, you stand. Ghanaians will not vote for you. I just don't understand what is wrong with us. Anyway, we can't give up, so we'll keep pushing.
Thank you very much. Good evening, too. Professor Kazu Seriam. Nana, I did not hear about the tertiary institutions. It's because I believe that there's too much political interference in the tertiary institution. The only thing I would want the tertiary institutions to do is to bring a little bit of liberalism. I think you're a bit too stiff. The world has moved where, there's a bit more movement in the studies, where people study like what's actually in the market rather than what's in the book. And I'm sure, there are too many professors who can handle this. You don't need me to say, do A, do B. The tertiary institutions are, pretty much good on themselves. William is on the line. Hello, William.
Yes, and how are you?
I'm very good.
I'm in your corner, so don't worry. I've always said that the major solution to our problems in this country and on the continent is discipline. As long as we are not disciplined, and they only speak big English, they themselves they don't understand, nothing will work. But as long as there is discipline, you put discipline in each and every sector, this country will work. And that's what I like you put in your manifesto, discipline.
The discipline revolution. Thank you very much that you agree with the discipline revolution. Jerome is on the line. Hello, Jerome.
Hey, Jerome. Nana, good evening.
Good evening.
I'm very happy to be on your show this evening.
I'm happy you called.
Hello?
Yes. Let me hear you, Jerome. Let me hear your...
Yeah, my mother in Pokwe and my sisters.
Good.
Yeah. Nana, this is a very nice manifesto. But a Ghana voter will not vote because you have been trained with money. Money has taken our mind. So contributing money to this each household, you see, is very good. I'm for it. But I join your party and count for my vote. Thank you. Good evening, Ghana.
Good evening too. Good evening. See, that's why I'm saying that I'm reaching out to you, my shareholders, that look, we may not win because of how the system is. But if we can gather enough votes, if we can get just a few million and put it in a bag, you see, we may not win, but then nobody else is also going to win. So the Brownies have to come to us. And for us to join them with our votes, they would have to agree with these policies. And yes, our vote not pay. You see, so we still have a bargaining power. We don't necessarily have to be president or lead. All we want is a change in the direction of the country. So if we get enough votes, you see, we can use it to broker a deal. I will be head of, change maker policy to make sure that, these guys are flying third class rather than first class. It's taxpayers' money. You don't fly first class with taxpayers' money. It's illegal. It's illegal. You fat taxpayers and fly first class. No, maybe only 4 people, the president, vice, speaker, and maybe chief justice. The rest, you sit at the back and go. That's how it works. David is on the line.
Yeah, good evening, Nana.
I'm good, David. Let me hear you.
Nana, congratulations. I think, first of all, let me appeal to all those of us listening to come together and support you. Because I heard other colleagues saying that the Ghanaian voter. They are also Ghanaian voters. And together we can make it. If we start and we support you and let everybody know that this is the way to go, it can be done. How do you intend getting a vice president who will be very honest like yourself? And your ministers, how are we going to get or select people who will be very honest and will be selfish? And I tell you, for the first 4 years, the beginning will be difficult, but we can make it. Some of us are very much ready to help do this. Thank you very much.
I thank you too. 0302-216-541. John is on the line. John, they said you're president already. Hello, John.
Hello.
With a name like this, you won already.
Oh, Nana, you make my day. I'm very happy. Nana, but my problem is about not the president per se, but who always around. You see, they have advice, vice president, all those, but the advice that they give to the president. In fact, we have to rethink about this because the president may have a good policy, but the people around him don't allow him to do the thing that he wanted to do. So that's my problem. I always have a problem about this.
Thank you. Thank you very much. There's nothing that 1 or 2 scapegoats won't solve. That's what I'm saying. You can't stop corruption. Nowhere in the world. Not even in China where they shoot people and build them with the bullets. But you can make it not worth their while. Honestly, you can really make it not worth their while. So and with a country like Ghana, once you introduce cheap transportation, which you must get thinkers to make sure that fuel is cheaper, transportation is cheaper, life becomes a bit easier. And so temptations will become but you must make it not worth people's while. And that's why I'm saying that there should be lifestyle audits. Hey, I pay you. So how did you buy it? No problem. Maybe you've been saving since you were 12. Just come and show it to me. If not, you must explain. Derek is on the line.
Hello, sir.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Discipline apologies. I think I'm all for you. And I've even begun my campaign already. Though I'm sick, I'm calling my contacts. And I think the best we can get out of this is the manifesto that is a semblance of our national development. This is what I expect the National Development Planning Commission to do, and they have failed in that matter. And I thank you so very much for highlighting this. May God bless you.
May God bless you too. Your nation building policy will fail. Where are you going to find the laborers and artisans to implement your policies? Our polytechnics, our polytechnics has been ill-advisedly turned into technical units. Are you going to import laborers and artisans from Togo, Cote d'Ivoire, or Chinese prisoners? Most of your Ghanaian youth are aspiring to become pastors and politicians for quick riches. The youth in the rural areas want to migrate to the cities to do menial jobs. My town, Enyanse in Elembele, isn't exempted. The remaining youth are poisoned to trek the treacherous Sahara Desert to voluntarily offer themselves to be enslaved by the Euro-Americans to do menial jobs. That doesn't exist there, but it's a taboo in their own country. Do you know Ghanaian PhD holders don't mind doing menial jobs outside of Ghana? I rest my case for now before I start writing an essay. Nana Ano Amehi II, Mandimiase of Enyanse and Basake Elembele. That's my own brother, Nana Ano Amehi. Nana, it is not an easy task at all, but we must change. Abu is on the line.
Hello, good evening, Nana.
Good evening, Abu.
Yeah, thank you very much. If you didn't tell me this earlier, I would have gone to register. I refused to register because I don't understand why a young boy in Banda should be killed because somebody wants to be president. So because of that, I refused to register because if I register, I'll be tempted to go and vote. But you didn't tell me that I will register and I'll vote for you. Thank you very much.
I thank you too for calling. 0302 216 541. Sly is on the line. Hello, Sly.
Yeah, Nana.
Yes, sir.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Please, are you doing this for real? If you are doing this for real, where can I join or something? I don't know, because I'm so in.
Well, I thank you so much for being in, but for now it's just a national service. And all those out there should pick up these ideas and try and change it for us, you know.
All right.
Yes.
All right.
Thank you so much. 0302 216 541 and Ansakwa for president. And I'm just laying down some policies which I think if I were president, this is how I was going to rule the nation. Echo is on the line.
Yes, good afternoon, Nana.
Good afternoon, Echo.
Yes, Nana, you know that I think it's illegal to vote twice, right?
It's illegal to vote twice?
Yes, to vote twice, yes. But if I'm given a leverage, I vote for you 1 billion times. If I should count that from Jupiter to vote for you, I will do that. But there is one thing listener actually didn't talk about.
Sure.
What is going to be the size of your government? And then secondly, what policy do you have for the vulnerable or the disadvantaged? I'm talking about the disabled. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. As for disabled, they are really, really on my heart because I have a disabled daughter. I have a disabled daughter. So I really do understand the plight of the disabled. And whereas disabled are treated as an afterthought or with sympathy, disabled people will be treated with understanding, i.e. a blind man needs obstacles out of his way, so he goes. He doesn't need you to say, oh, ah, oh, ah. And even animal protection will be there. But see, like I said, initially, I won't be able to solve all our nations because every aspect it's gone bad. So all I'm trying to do is the major directions and the foundations with which we can build on. If you listen to the school policy, the children from 0 to class 3 will be taught empathy, inclusion, love for human and animals. You see, because we were grown to laugh at people because they were taught to laugh at people because they walked funny, because they looked funny. But our children should be taught to understand people who are not like them. Julius is on the line. Hello, Julius.
Anna?
Yes, sir.
Until the lions have their own experience,
the tales of hunting
will always glorify the hunter. Nana, anytime I hear this saying, I feel like a slave. It's about time we sat up as Ghanaians and rebuild our tradition to move us forward. Nana, Dasibwe, Unkwanso, you have my vote. And truly, like you said earlier, we don't necessarily have to move the capital from Accra, but we have to rebuild or develop other areas and make all those areas active and useful so that the ease would be on Accra. That's it, boy. You do your council. You hope that these people would hear your policies and put them to practice. We can do this. We can do this. We have to do it. We have to be live our own and develop our own. And we go forward better than settling with a Western kind of practice. Nana,
thank you very much. I'll give you an example of two things that I'll move out of Accra: passport office, driver's license office. These are very important things that we need. And so wherever you place it, whether it's in Sunyani, whether it's in Techiman, you are then forced to either use a good transport or good mailing system. You're not going to say, I'm not going to get a passport because the passport office is in Techiman. So you move sensitive things out of Accra to reduce the pressure. It can't be that everybody in Ghana needing any major document should, within a year, should come through Accra. It doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that. 0302 216 541. Hello. Hello.
Yeah, hello.
Yes, who am I talking to, please?
You are talking to Peter T, calling from Sukura.
Oh, Peter, let me hear you.
Okay. You know what? Me, I always praise you and want to look at you as one of the future mentors of our youth. You know what? Our leaders, most of them are very insincere. They preach different things when they are in opposition. I'm talking about the politicians. And then when they come to power, they do different things. And this is what we have inherited as Ghanaians with our leaders up to today. Today, look at President Kufuor. When he was in opposition, what didn't he tell us? What did his political party tell us? And up to today, what have we seen and what can we see? There's nothing so much improved in the lives of Ghanaians. Go to the market. They will tell you about what you know that our economy is always determined by the market women. So that is why we always have problem with government when they come out with their manifesto. Because these manifestos are manifestos that are well conducted with the view of Ghanaians, especially the market women, what they need and what they think that can be done to improve their lifestyle. But look at how we are living today. So I believe that this government must live up to expectations, because 2020, 7th December is another decisive time for Ghanaians to make a choice. And that is exactly what we are going to do, because since they have failed, they have not fulfilled their promises, and we cannot give them another second chance to make issues.
Okay, this is about my party for today. So when you get to the ballot box, decide on what they are going to do. Is it Ebenezer on the line? Hello, Ebenezer.
Good evening, if you can hear me.
I can hear you, Ebenezer.
Nana, I asked you what we would do about the Gambaga witches camp. and I didn't hear anything until the 90-year-old woman was murdered. All these things, trucocy and all those things, they are outlawed, but they continue to persist. So I'd like to hear you on that. And then this ban on public smoking, it's illegal, but it continues. I mean, we all recall what happened at SEC on June 3, 2015. The report says that it was somebody who had thrown, a little cigarette, over there. So I'd like to hear you on that.
Okay, with the Gambanga witch camp thing, I think it's just a matter of branding. If it's called, let's say, Grandma's Sanctuary, all you have to do is call it Grandma's Sanctuary, where deprived old ladies who may be depressed and sick go there, and a good social system to make sure that they have 3 hot meals a day and look after them. You just have to change the witch camp to them. But my brother, that's why I'm saying that televisions should be sensitized. If children are growing up and every day they are seeing witches being cast out on our TV, what we are telling them is that witches exist and that people should cast them out. And so they'll go and act this, irrational. So we should now teach our children that these things are, for the old. Forget it. They can't be seen on TV. They shouldn't be allowed in any church. That's why I'm saying that all churches should be either under the Christian Council or the Pentecostal. You can't just get up and say, I'm a one-man church. No. You must be under a council with strict regulations so that children going to church, people growing up, see sanity and then act sanity. I said the people who brought witches have forgotten about it. Why are we hanging on to it? So no. But yes, I believe that there are old people in certain areas who should have a nice home and be fed because maybe they are poor or depressed or underprivileged. And so, yes, the camps will be there, but they will be rebranded so that the women will be properly cared for. Musa is on the line. Hello, Musa.
Good evening.
Good evening.
In fact, you already have my vote. I think that you have splendid ideas. And I will urge all Ghanaians to come along. And we can get that percentage. Even if we are able to secure 15%, it gives us a bargaining power.
That's it.
But my question is, what would you do about the size of the government? I mean, how big or how small do you think will help our cause? Good evening.
Good evening. Brother, I see, in truth, what my government will face is good people to work with. Because unlike where you just come and sit there at the vetting and speak English, you would come and say, I am Nana Ansakwa. I have 1 house in Edumasa. I have 2 houses in Tema. I have a substantial savings. I have investment here and there and here and there. This is my wealth without your government. So not many people in Ghana today would even want to come out and openly declare what they have. Now, like I'm saying, in my government, you're not going to be driving luxury cars paid by the state. You won't fly first class. You won't stay in hotels above 4 stars. The taxpayers' money can't do that. It's illegal. It's not done in any, So our problem will not be size of government. Our problem is even forming a government to start with. That will be our problem. Because you know what? There's not going to be that living in the face of people when they are paying for it. It will be gone. That will be a thing of the past. Mark my word, it will be a thing of the past. You will fly third class. If you want to fly business Udua, you can top up and go business, but the state can't afford to pay you that. So our issue will be finding good people who are really open to say, look, this is me and I'm here to be a change maker. Who's on the line? So that was producer says one more call. One more call because who am I talking to?
My name is Sharif.
Sharif, let me hear you. My last call.
Yeah, I'm calling from Usu.
Let me hear you.
You see, Dana, I have been telling my friends about this particular issue. You see, there are a lot of head offices in Accra that they were supposed to be in Accra. They have got nothing to do. All what they do is paperwork. These offices has to be taken to where their main work is. Look at VRA. The dam is in Akosomo. VRA has got substation all over the country. Every day, a car has to move from any of these substations to head office. If this head office were to be in Akosomo too will expand. People will go there from anywhere.
Thank you so much for that. Time is not on our side. Well, I want to say thank you very much for tuning in. Thank you for agreeing. Thank you for inquiring further. But all in all, I believe that common sense and prudence must prevail. Change our course, change our path, and also grow to become a nation. My name is Nana Ansakwa. As I exit from my presidential status, and next Monday I'll be back with a different opinion. But until the lions have their own historian, the tales of hunting will always glorify the hunter.